What 7 simple ways you can protect our earth? So one of the things that's good to use are the reusable bags. Number one, it decreases the need for you to use the bags, the plastic bags that they give at the market. Those particular bags can take anywhere from 10 to 20 years to break down in the environment. So we want to avoid using those as much as possible. Previous slide, it showed that it takes 10 to 20 years for those bags that they give you at the market to break down. But for regular plastic bottles that we use for the water bottles, those take up to 450 years. The hard, thick plastic containers can take up to 450 years, and glass can take 1 million years. That should definitely be an incentive to, use biodegradable products, compostable products, or reusable products, or at least if you don't have the ability to do any of those, definitely recycle. If you have to use those products that do not break down, recycle them. On this particular slide, I feel like there's not much to say here because this is a problem. I mean, you see the sea life, what happens to them. It's not only sea life on the land. Birds get masks and different things attached to their legs, strings. And then, when you go walking on the beach or kids go playing in the park, there's debris which can cut your foot, so it's dangerous, physically dangerous. And then it's also not good that we can ingest the chemicals that's released into the water. And then if you eat seafood, you're not only getting it from the water, the sea life is not only getting it, but you're also ingesting it. So it's bad for all of us. We're all part of the environment. There's many ways you can get involved with cleanups in your state. Um, the first link here, the surfrider.org, they have multiple chapters across the US. So you can click that link and put your, I guess, zip code in or address, and it can tell you what's the nearest chapter. That one, they do beach cleanups. And then there's a link here for Caltrans Adopt a Highway program. That one, there's businesses and or you can volunteer with a company, and then they do cleanups on the freeway. Urban Outreach Nurses, we also have adopted 3 miles of the highway on the 105 east and west between Wilmington and Long Beach Boulevard. So we do that weekly, and you have to do it at least twice a month. That's a requirement for Caltrans Adoptive Highway Program. And then the last link, that one is just to look for information on when they have cleanups that you want to get involved. They call it Earth Day. So Earth Day occurs usually in April of each year. So if you want to get involved with that, so you can, you know, contribute to protecting the environment. Some ways you can conserve water and electricity. You can, when you brush your teeth, you can turn the water off while you're brushing your teeth and turn it back on when you're ready to rinse your mouth. You can use LED lights. You can use, for your yard, if you have grass, you can remove the grass and use like drought friendly plants or things that don't require, especially if you live in California. Technically, California is a desert, and really, they say we shouldn't have grass. We should have like desert type plants. And some people use rocks, some people use dirt, and then they kind of like make a design, make the yard look beautiful. Actually, it can look very beautiful. We shouldn't have a whole lot of greenery in California because it requires a lot of water. Um, And then they recommend that devices are turned off when not in use because it drains energy even when it's off. So you need to unplug it or power it fully off to not to continue to drain energy. Unfortunately, fast food industry really does create loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of trash to the environment. I mean, there's millions and millions of people that go to fast food daily, and that's like takeout. So you go to the drive-through, they give you a bag, they give you the items also in packages. You get straws, you get utensils, depending on what you order. You get cups. So that's a whole lot of trash every day, and unfortunately, a lot of people are not trained by their families to know that when you use items, you should throw it in the trash. So a lot of people, they eat these uh, food from the fast food place, they just toss it out the car while they're driving, or they try to throw it in the trash. It really doesn't make it, so it ends up on the ground. And birds, seagulls fly down. They start eating it, and trash is everywhere. So now the environment looks bad. Now you have all this additional trash that's not recycled properly, and a lot of the items are not quality. They could be styrofoam, plastic, and these are things that do not break down. Simple ways you can decrease that: buy paper straws. I stopped buying plastic straws. I only use paper straws. And so if I also keep them in my car, so when I order food that's takeout, if I like have no choice and I order takeout, I'm like, they say you need a straw. I'm like, no, don't give me a straw, or don't give me a utensil because I have wood utensil. Or I go and get food from companies that already provide these items. There are a lot of organizations that have already gotten rid of plastic. They only use paper, and they only use recycled paper. They only use paper straws. They only use compostable compostable materials. So you can support those companies, and that will encourage other companies to follow suit, because if they're losing business because of it, they're going to have to fall in line. We definitely want to decrease the amount of packaging that's delivered and packed to go, because in order to send, like, say, fragile materials, they have to put the bubble pack, the bubble wrap, the styrofoam and different things so the items don't break. So if you're constantly ordering individual items, that's a lot of those products that's constantly being sent out, and then you're just going to dump it in the trash, which is adding pollution and adding more to the landfill. These things don't break down. It's just big landfills full of things, and it also puts chemicals into the air. So if you order bulk, like say you get seasonings, if you order a large seasoning, for example, then you won't have to keep going to the store to get these little seasonings that keep running out. If you get water delivered to your home, you don't have to keep getting water bottles. Even though you're recycling, why not get the water delivery if you can? You have to be able to afford to do it, of course. If you can, it would be more beneficial to have water at home that you can then pour into your to go thermo that you reuse each day, or you can drink water all day at home and just refill it instead of constantly using water bottles, packing them up to be recycled. Either way, you're helping the environment. If you have no choice, you recycle it. But if you have a choice, try to decrease the amount of bulk, I mean, the amount of clutter. So you could do bulk items. Those are just some examples. It's not easy to do all of this, but you can do one thing at a time. I still haven't mastered it all, though I've only mastered certain things, but it took time for me to get there. So you can't feel bad that you're not there yet. or not even at all. At least you're aware, you're thinking about it, and it's a thought. We got to start somewhere. The only thing I've mastered so far, I have been recycling when I have to use items by no choice of my own, or financially, if it's a financial reason. I'm definitely recycling. And also, I definitely always use paper straws, and I try my best to always use items that are recyclable. And I try my best to also let other people know any resources or information that I have. And like I said, I'm me personally, and people that I know, we have been involved with cleaning up the community, picking up trash, and recycling. So that's my way and our way of encouraging others. You have to lead by example. We can do it.